Thank you, Christine, for joining me. I'm so happy and glad to have you. This is our 10th, actually, not eight, our 10th Women Leadership Live Stream Mastermind. And we have had very many inspiring stories from the 100 women who we have interviewed so far. We've interviewed about 40 women. I'm so glad that we are glad to have you today. I'm excited because each woman that we've interviewed has got a different story. I know we featured this in last year, March, during the History Month of Women, but I tell you, the real story is when the speaker themselves tell you the story. So today, I'm glad that we are hosting you, and I'm glad that we have another opportunity to listen to your inspiring story. If you're listening to us and you're wondering, who am I? My name is Winnie Kamuya, CEO, International Renaissance Center, an international best-selling author, speaker, and a leadership development coach. I help middle managers to make sure that they crack that promotion formula so that they can step into leadership. I love the part that you and I can step into leadership. And that's why we want to hear how are other women around the world stepping into leadership and realizing their career dreams. And today we are going to have Christine Ojwang speaking to us. And I'm excited to have and to host her because I know she has an inspiring story that we need to hear about it. And we need to hear it from her, not from anybody else. And before Christine joins me on stage, I would like to introduce Christine. Christine is a self-taught life and business coach. Self-taught, mark those two words. And she is married, blessed with 5 children. She got married at an early age, immediately after high school, before attending any college. As a housewife for 15 years, she was dependent on her husband, who was a civil servant by then. Life became very difficult for her as our family grew with more responsibilities. So she decided to go out and start some small business, which was not successful at first. Her breakthrough came later in business when she started sales and marketing training for women and youth from the slums. She rose through the ranks to the top and won a Global Rookie Award of the Year, cash award of US $3,450, plus a ticket to San Francisco, California in the USA. At the time, she had neither traveled nor had a passport. She has received many awards, and her sales team was ranked #1 in East Africa in 2009. Her next project is becoming a published author. She believes that with commitment, discipline, and focus, one can achieve their dreams. Christine, welcome. So glad to learn and to hear from you. You are a life and self-taught life and business coach. But who is Christine from your words? Who is Christine?
Well, thank you so much, Winnie, for giving me this opportunity to talk to everyone and more so my fellow women. Christine is my name, Christine Ojwang. As you've already said, I'm married with 5 children. And life was not so easy, so rosy as I had thought before. You know, when you're just getting married, you think life will be just like that, but it wasn't. Okay. It turned out to be very, very difficult. So I had to at least go out and look for something to do. But, you know, having no skills, I had never attended any college. It was just straight from high school. So I was very green even in the businesses that I tried to do all sorts of businesses. Think of any business Christine tried. I tried selling second-hand clothes. I sold maize and beans, what we call in Kenya the githeri, on just on a street in a slum. I tried that. I tried selling sukuma wiki, just going to the market in the morning, cutting for people. You know, I had tried everything, and then I said, look here, Christine, you can do better. Okay, deep down, I had a dream. I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be at least someone who can do something on her own without depending on someone else. After all, I thought, I have everything. All my five senses are okay, and I can do something for myself. And that's when the reality came to me, and I walked out. And thank God that a family friend of mine introduced me to a company that does sales and marketing. But he was surprised because he was bringing the opportunity home thinking that my husband was the one who was going to do it, because my husband is a very talkative person. But me, I was a very, quiet woman. I think it's because I thought I didn't have anything to offer people. So I was just silent in the house. Then he was like, oh, it's only your husband who can do this. I don't think that you can do it. That's what he told me. Then I said, okay, then go with him. So they went, my husband listened to the talks. And when he came back, I asked him, how was it? How was the meeting? He told me it was good and it was not good.
Wow.
So I was, what is it? Then he just let it pass like that. After all, so if he can't do it, then definitely I wouldn't do it. So
Oh,
he just left it like that. Yeah.
that's
So one time,
interesting. That's very
yeah,
interesting because you are saying that you had no skills whatsoever. You still
yes,
had the courage, which a lot of people don't have, to go out there
yes,
and try business. And then
yes,
an opportunity steps in and you think that you are fit for it, but somebody
yes,
says, no, you are
yes,
not. And you still
yes,
say and hold back and say that
yes,
I know I have everything within me. What
yes.
made you believe in yourself so much so?
Yeah, because looking around where we were living in the slums and the women that I was around, I felt at least I am ahead of them in terms of maybe just my thinking, the way I was thinking. You know, I used to tell them that maybe this is not the end. It's not a must that we must live in the slums like this. I was telling them that one day I know I'll go in a better place. I know I can do something on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And just to start off, after doing the small businesses,
Mm-hmm.
I went for a course at uh, Redeemed Gospel Church in evening classes,
Mm-hmm.
just to learn copy typing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going there in the evening. You know, after doing my small businesses during the day, I
Mm-hmm.
had a small baby, so I could leave the baby with the neighbors, and then I go for that course. I used to pay 20 shillings, 20 Kenya shillings in the evening, and I tried that. Then,
Wow.
yeah, I tried, though I
Meaning,
didn't.
mhm.
Yes, yeah,
Meaning that with what you are still doing, you are
yes,
believing strongly in yourself to the extent that you still want to upgrade your skill,
yes,
even though you didn't have the resources. You are
yes,
determined because
yes,
inside you, you have a lot of self-belief that
yes,
you are more than what is happening around you.
correct,
Mm-hmm.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went to the copy typing, and then, that's what I just used to do in the evening, and then come back in the house, the usual chores,
Mm-hmm.
do the usual chores. In the morning, go to the market to pick the sukuma wiki, the vegetables, and to sell. And then in the evening, that was the routine, day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And mhm.
yeah, I got
and
pregnant with my second born, so I
yeah.
couldn't do that again.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the question that a lot of women have is like, I have a baby. It's actually
Yes.
one of the reasons some people will not even do anything. You had a small baby, you are going for evening classes, you are going to the market, you're buying things, you're selling.
Yes.
You didn't have that feeling that I shouldn't do this because I have a baby, because I think a lot of women hold themselves back with the excuse that I have a baby. I can't do anything. I'm just taking care of the baby. Did the baby at all occur to you to be an excuse of not being able to do what you wanted to do?
No, not at all. In fact, that the baby was a motivation why I should work even more, because now the baby is growing and I need to do more. So for me, it wasn't for an excuse. It was a motivating factor towards me working so hard towards being self-reliant.
Wow.
And at some point, Winnie, after starting now my sales and marketing, I had my third born. I could leave the third born was around 3 months old. I could live with the neighbors and then go for trainings in the CBD in the evening. In the evening, throughout the day, I'm with the baby and doing other things. But in the evening, I go for those evening trainings and then come back at night. You know, I didn't. I never used to tell my neighbors that I'm going very far like that, or I'm going to stay for long. I just take it to the neighbor. Just hold for me a little bit. I'm just going to see someone around. I'm coming back. I'll come back after 3 hours, but fulfilled that at least I've learned something that I needed to learn. And then I get that motivation and I just come back, and tomorrow morning I'm still on my sales.
So it actually means that if you really, really want something, you can go after it and have it, because you're so determined. You needed this knowledge and you knew you had to get yourself out of that situation. There's no one else who was going to get you out of that situation. And you had to find ways to make sure you attend the classes, that you'll be able to perform after you finish the classes, and you had to get a solution. Was that not something that challenged you? Like, why am I doing all these things while I should just rest at home?
Yeah. I've told you that the third one was only 3 months when I was doing that. And my neighbors, they were seeing a crazy woman. They were like, are you all right? What's wrong with you? They were seeing something wrong with me. They couldn't even understand me. And that's how I came to know that I'm not on the same level with them. Sorry. I just knew I'm living together with them there, but mentally, I've already moved out of that place. And I just did it.
Yeah, I think sometimes we don't realize that we are held captive by our own selves with the things that we tell, the stories that we tell ourselves. And once we notice that we are able to get ourselves out of situations, we can be able to grow. So with this marketing, now you are able to join an organization where you used your skill. Is that so?
Yeah. Yes.
Tell us something about that, because I think that is what led you to being ranked the top and winning a global award.
Yeah. I learned about leadership skills, on how to lead people, as in when you have a team. I had a very big team, by the way, of over 2,000 people, and how to lead those people, learning people's skills, how to communicate with people, just understanding people, and getting to know how you can work with your team. And I'm privileged that God gave me a very wonderful team that we were able to work together. They believed in me, and most of them even were women who were just like me. So when I told them my story, where I was coming from to where I am, they were very motivated and they were very ready to work with me. And that's how we scaled up like that up to the first position in East Africa. In fact, I went all the slums of Nairobi, Kibera, Kariobangi, Mukuru kwa Ruben, Mukuru kwa Njenga, all my teams were around that area. And I think I was an inspiration to them. And they really looked upon me that if Christine can do it, then they believed in themselves so much that they can also do it. So just being around me and working with me was such a privilege to be there. And then I came to myself, maybe I was impacting other people's lives unknowingly. Maybe I thought I was just doing business, just a sort of, so it came out to be something else.
Yeah. Whenever you are inspiring and impacting other people, you don't know, because whatever you are doing is something that for you, it's supposed to be considered as something not really huge. But that small thing has got a big impact on other people, because they are normally struggling with those small things. And well done for reaching out to 2,000 people and impacting and changing their life to the extent that you won an award. How did it feel? First of all, to win an international award. Secondly, to get cash prize. And thirdly, being able to be sponsored to travel when you didn't even have a passport.
Yeah, it was such an honor, because for me, I'd never dreamt that I could get out of this country. It wasn't in my dream to travel just outside the country like that. So to me, it was just, when I was in that flight, Winnie, I can tell you, I was not myself. I was just like half dead, something that you didn't even, before, I had never even seen someone's passport, leave alone mine. I had never seen a passport with my own eyes like this. So the first time, you get your passport and, this is how a passport looks like, as a passport. And then from there, I went to the embassy, did the interview, and that day that I was traveling was the best day of my life. I couldn't imagine.
Okay.
Yani, you get out of the country, traveling on an aeroplane outside your country was just amazing. Even my neighbors, my former neighbors, remember the women I was telling that one day I won't be staying here, what? They had my stories. They were like, Christine, we knew you were so determined with that thing. We knew that you would make it. Now, they could say that now. After I had done it, gone, and come back. Now I found everybody else waiting for me. Hey, now, you were so determined with this thing. We knew that you would succeed in it. And I'm like, yeah. And it was amazing. Even just to be called on stage on the other side in America, and on the stage we were with all the Europeans, Africans, we were not so many. But I felt on top of the globe. Wow. I felt so good. And coming back, I say to myself, I'll never go back. I wouldn't want to go back to where I was, Winnie, when your mind, once it's stretched, I think it can never go back to its original dimension. No. So I was stretched so much, and I said, now I'll go past whatever I've achieved. I know that I can do more. If I've done it up to this place, then I know I can do more with myself than what I'm doing at the moment.
Wow, congratulations. That's a big achievement. And I think it was an aha moment for you, because the realization that you have potential, and a potential that could impact people inside and beyond your own country.
Yeah, and even the money was a lot. Imagine from a lady who didn't have any source of income, and to such an amount, once like this, it was amazing. I could have never imagined before that I could earn so much at once, just like that. So it was amazing. And I know that's the moment that I knew that it's not the papers that you have, whatever you think that you need to have, it's what's inside you that can take you to greater heights.
Yeah, you realized a lot of things, and they were brought to the front of you to see that sometimes it is not the qualifications you have, it is what you do with the knowledge that you have, because you can have all the qualifications and still do a lot of nothing to impact on others. And here you were using your experience to impact and change lives of other people. That was great. Apart from this, you still got more awards. Can you speak to that?
yeah, after that, I got more awards. I'm still traveling to date. Even this month, next month, that is early March, um, I'm still invited in Dubai. The On the Women's Day, I won't be in Kenya. I'll be in Dubai with women leaders, and I've gotten a lot in life. I can say up to now. Up to now, looking back from where I was, just say God is there and God can lift you. It can take you from the guttermost to the uttermost. I believe in that.
Yeah, that is really, really inspiring, because the assumption that you think you're going to be stagnant in one place, or God has forgotten you, is not true, because God is always working on you and helping you to get out of where you are. And sometimes
Yeah.
you need to take action for it to happen. So you also
Yeah.
got an award. You are ranked #1 in 2009 in East
Yeah.
Africa, which is
Yeah.
again another recognition that places and reminds you that you're still having potential. You're still
Yes.
unleashing, you're still leading. How did that
Mm,
feel like now? This
yeah.
another award for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel so good
Mhm.
when I think back, and when I still get the awards. I feel very good. I feel very honored.
Mhm.
And I really thank God for all the successes that I have had up to that now. I believe that if there's something burning inside you,
Mhm.
really you can achieve it. If you can see it in your dreams, you
Mhm.
can make it come to reality. If
Mhm.
only you work it out. You don't just sit down,
Mhm.
but all the opportunities will get you when you are on the run, when you are looking for something to do, when you are looking for opportunities, you
Mhm.
will meet with them.
You'll meet with them.
Whatever
So,
kind,
mhm.
yeah, yeah, we'll
So,
meet with those opportunities.
yeah.
Yeah, like in 2021, I also got an opportunity through a friend
Mhm.
to study about business,
Mhm.
how to from business ideas to how people can expand their businesses. And so I got a chance to study that. And
Mhm.
today I'm using it with a company called Capital Strategists.
Mhm.
They've, have an opportunity to work with the Equity Bank as consultants. So I'm one of them, and I'm mentoring the business owners or entrepreneurs at their business premises.
Mhm.
And I feel so honored when I talk to my fellow entrepreneurs, knowing, having my background where I was, and now at least I have a know-how on how I can do businesses, or how people can improve their lives through the businesses that they have,
Mhm.
and feels really good.
Mhm.
Honored.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the things that you had mentioned, that you are self-taught and you're a business coach, and now
Yes.
you're mentoring other business people. Did you ever think that at one stage, and I believe because you are not even a teacher, you'd be
Yeah.
mentoring others?
Mm-hmm.
Did you at any stage in your life think or imagine that you could be mentoring others in business?
Never, never. From my, you know, Winnie, you understand. You coming from just high school, just
Yeah.
basic high school is now basic, just
Yeah.
basic high school.
Mhm.
I could, it had never occurred to me. Mine was just to do business, get my
Mhm.
income, and then if days go by, that's it.
Mhm.
But then having now gone through the trainings and developing my dreams now, at least I was able to open up and see, oh, there are other opportunities that I can do. And for this mentoring, Winnie, I do it as a passion. It
Mhm.
just comes automatic. Even if it was not for money, if given the opportunity, I could still do it,
Mhm.
because I feel I know where I was and how I did my businesses wrong, and how I can help other people do their business right.
Mhm.
That alone is some fulfillment
Mhm.
inside me. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot. And that's so inspiring that from nowhere you are here. Now you are telling people, you are shortening other business people's journey. in business so that they can avoid the same mistakes that you made. And yet somebody would have said, no, because I'm not a teacher, I am not going to help, or because I'm not a coach, I'm not going to coach. But here you are helping other people to change the way they do their businesses. It's a great achievement, and I'm sure it is impacting on their lives and changing the way they do businesses. And maybe speaking to somebody who would look at you and say, I don't have the skills for this, so I don't know how to go about it. I think this is very inspirational because we take ourselves for granted, and we take the knowledge that we have within ourselves for granted. Well done for doing that. And I'm happy that you are able to see yourself on the other side, and you are able to show others that it can be done, and you have done it through your life. Maybe there's something else you think that would impact somebody sitting on the side and saying, I can't. What is that one thing that you'd tell them, like, yes, you can do it?
I can tell anyone who is listening to me that just from my story, it's a proof that you can do more with yourself, and never have that conversation with yourself that you can't do something. Never say you can't. You can't is the worst words that you can say to yourself. Just ask how can you do it? How can you do whatever you don't know at the moment? If you are really determined, you can do anything. Today, if you ask me, I know that I can do anything that can be done on this earth. The classes that I attended, the courses that I've attended, I used to attend with people who have PhDs, people who have masters in their fields, and me with my Form 4, I still do it. And I still do it to their standard until they're like, are you sure? Then that makes me really believe that you can do anything that you set your heart in. Just let your heart like whatever you are doing, your body will just follow. So you just like it with your heart, put it in your heart, and just do it. Love whatever you are doing. Love, if you love what you are doing, it will come not as something difficult, but you just do it as a hobby. And then if you like what you are doing, I think it's good. For me, if you ask me, what I'm doing now is the best thing that I really have ever wanted to do in my whole life. Just talking to people, inspiring people, showing people that it can be done. That is what is making me do it with a lot of passion. I'm very passionate, by the way, to do in whatever I'm doing at the moment.
Wow.
So just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself 100%. Whatever other people say, it's none of your business, and you don't even need to listen to people. Just listen to yourself, listen to your heart, put your best foot forward, do whatever it takes. You will be there.
Wow, that is very inspiring, and thank you so much. And to just bring it to a conclusion, you are going to be a published author. How does that feel that now you've done all these things and now you're packaging it to put it into a book? I'm an author, and I know it is really, really good when you have that piece in a book where somebody can say, who is Christine, and they can find it in a book. How does that feel like? Exciting, inspiring?
All in one word. It's inspiring, it's exciting, sometimes it's just a dream. It's just like, oh, listen, are you still the same Christine that you knew years back, that I knew years back? Sometimes I also get confused whether really I'm the one. And because so many people who knew me before, even my siblings, like last Sunday, I was with my siblings, and my brother was, you need to write a book. Your stories. Hey, you have a long story, my sister. Your story, you need to put it in a book. Then, okay. So everybody else is pushing me. All the people that know me, they are pushing me. Do a book. Your story, we know it. We know your story. Just put it in a book somewhere that at least will generation and generation will read about your story. And I think I'm ready now to start writing my book.
Mm-hmm.
And soon people will be reading my story, how it was and how it is now, and what I am still aspiring to achieve. Because I know that I still have a lot to do.
Yeah, this is a great story, by the way. It's a great story, and it's going to be a great story and a nice book to read, because then you can see from your humble beginnings to where you are now. It's a whole different story. I know it's got a lot of ups and downs, and we all go through that. But at the end of the day, it's how the journey has been that you are where you are, despite every challenge that you've gone through. It would be so nice to read such a book, and I want to encourage you as an author to put the book together and have the book ready for people to read. You'll be surprised how many more lives will be impacted by that story. Stories do impact people's lives. They change people's lives. Maybe your story is what they're waiting for. What are some of the tips you'd give your younger self? Now, where you are, you can look back and see, this is something that I've been through. What are 3 lessons, 3 tips, 3 strategies that you can share to your younger self?
Yeah, to my younger self, I can say there's time for everything. Mm-hmm. So at the point where you are, do what you are supposed to do. Like for me, if I were to go back, I would say I would have studied first, at least reach somewhere before engaging in other things. So there's time for everything, and you are allowed to dream, and dream big for that matter.
Yeah.
And you can achieve whatever you want to achieve, because dreaming is free.
Yeah.
So just dream, and achieve your dreams. Achieving your dreams is possible. You just need to know who to ask, or the right people to be with, to be around. Your association matters a lot in shaping your dream. Wow. And that's why I had to run from the association that I was in, the slums, in order to go to the next level. So always associate yourself with the people who are where you want to go, who are ahead of you. Your association really matters a lot. So were it not for if I was still there where I was in the slums, I know I would still be thinking the same. I still go there to visit, and you still find the same people. They are the same, and if anything, their lives have changed to the worst, while mine at least changed. Why? Because I moved. You don't have to move physically there and then, but mentally, you just need to relocate your mind to where you really want to go. Yeah.
That's important, because by association, it pushes us to think out of our comfort zone so that we can believe more in ourselves, because we have somebody we can say that they have done it and we know we can do it. So that is very, very helpful. And it's also good to remind ourselves and to check all the time, like, who am I associating with? What is it that we are discussing? Is it moving my life forward? Is it changing my life, or is it stagnant where it is? Because we might unconsciously not be aware that our association affects us and they don't move us to where we would love to be. Thank you so much. Is there anything else maybe I've forgotten that you think we need to know? I'm so glad that you have shared, and I'm so glad that you have inspired myself and many others who will listen to you to think beyond where they are at the moment. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think I've said everything else. I know we'll have more interviews. I know this is not the last one, so we'll still be talking.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having the courage to step out of where you thought you were destined to be, to think out of the box, and to allow yourself, give yourself permission and challenge yourself to get out of that box, to see the potential that is within you, and now to realize that indeed you had that potential. Had you not had the courage, had you not really stepped out, had you not taken action, you'd still or might have been where you were before. That takes courage. And thank you for sharing that story. It's not a lot of people who share their journeys. It's not a lot of people who step out of their comfort zone to let you see the journeys they have been in. This story reminds us that we always have a story to tell. Let's not look down upon ourselves. Let's go out there, take action, and then be able to share with people. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you. Just to add on association is the books you read. The books you read also matters a lot. I read a lot of inspirational books. A lot. Yeah.
It's important actually to also read books, and nowadays also to watch. There are a lot of videos on YouTube you can also watch. Thank you.
True.